Hi everyone, welcome to our early years induction meeting. My name is Miss White, soon to be Mrs. Booth, and I am the early years manager at Bristol Church Lane Academy. Over the next 15-20 minutes or so, I just want to talk you through a few things that you will need to know as parents before your children start school with us in September, which we're really looking forward to. So first of all, we just wanted to say a big thank you to you all for your patience and your understanding with regards to transition this year. So obviously it's not really been how we would have wanted it to be this year, but we hope that you feel comfortable with what we have put in place. Lots of information has been sent out to you so far via email. We'll also be using our online platform Tapestry soon to communicate with yourselves as well. This presentation is hoping to go a little bit more in detail about some of the questions that you might have about your child's first year at school. I should say as well that this PowerPoint is available on our website if you want to have a look at any further details about what's on some of these slides coming up. Okay, so first thing I want to show you is who the staff are going to be working with your children in September. So at the top here, you can see myself. So currently I'm Miss White, but over the summer holidays this year, I'll be getting married. So when your children start in September, I'll be known as Mrs. Booth. And I am, as I said, the early years foundation stage leader. I'm also the Brown Bears class teacher, and I'm involved with some of the special educational needs work at school as well. Alongside me in reception this year, we have a job share team of two fantastic teachers, Mrs. Collett and Mrs. Klein. Mrs. Collett will be working with the Hungry Caterpillars on a Monday and Tuesday, and Mrs. Klein will be working with the children on Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays. And we also have a brilliant team of teaching assistants that will be working with us throughout the week too. Just a few other names here that you may need to know. Now you may have met some of these people already. Mr. Bancroft up at the top there is our principal, and Mrs. Watson is our vice principal. Miss Willington, who you can see in the top right hand corner of your screen, is our special educational needs coordinator. So she works alongside me, working with the special educational needs throughout the school. Miss Borg and Mrs. Coulshaw are our Key Stage leads for Key Stage 1 and 2. So as your children progress throughout the school, they'll get to know those children. And then down at the bottom here, we have some photographs of our local advisory board members, otherwise known as governors. So Dr. Skidmore, who you can see on the left, is our chair of our local advisory board, and Mike Finnegan, who you can see on the bottom right of your screen, is our early years representative for the local advisory board. As well as these names that you've seen already, just a few other people that you may need to know. These people on the screen now are our safeguarding team. So they will work tirelessly throughout the year to make sure that all the children at Witterson Church Lane Academy are safe. So Mr. Bancroft and Mr. Watson and Mrs. Coulshaw you saw on the slide before. Miss Potts is one of our teachers in year 1, and she's also part of our safeguarding team. Miss Stones, who you can see in the bottom left there, if your children go to Swan Stars, which is our before and after school provision, Miss Stones is a member of our safeguarding team who works at Swan Stars, and Mrs. Meany, who you can see at the bottom right hand corner of your screen, is our safeguarding governor or local advisory board member. Okay, so when your children start school in September, they will either be in the Brown Bears class or the Hungry Caterpillars class. And this information has already been sent out to you, so hopefully you received that already. If you haven't, please get in touch with the school office as soon as possible so we can make sure that information gets out to you. So if your child is a brown bear, they'll be working with me. And if they are a hungry caterpillar, their class teachers will be Mrs. Collett and Mrs. Klein. As I say, these are your children's class teachers. However, throughout the week and throughout most days, really, the children have the opportunity to work with all the staff. So just because the children are in my class, they will still be working with Mrs. Collett and Mrs. Klein for some of the day, and vice versa. So we're quite an open plan team, really, in reception, and the children will work with lots of adults throughout the week. You will also receive on the letter which had your class, you'll also have received some information about your child's house team as well, and that will determine which colour PE top you will need to purchase. Again, don't worry too much about that at the moment, as PE kits will not be needed for reception until October half term. Okay, so the next part of the presentation, we're just going to have a little look at what it will be like starting school for your child in September. So, as I've said, some information will have already been sent out to you regarding transition into school. Obviously, we would have loved to have had the children into school already, but unfortunately this year that's not been able to happen. So we want to reassure you really that we will make the first couple of weeks of school into a transition period for them, easing them slowly into school and allowing the children to settle in as well as possible. So you will have had some information about when the settle-in sessions are. So we start the children off just coming in for a few hours in the morning and build them up to staying for lunch and then staying a little bit longer, leading up to full-time school from the 13th of September. Now we are currently awaiting some guidance from the government regarding timings, etc., and bubbles and things for September. So once we have had that information confirmed and as a leadership team we've made some decisions, we will let you know and confirm the timings for September. So a typical school day for children in reception. When the children come in the morning, they will enter the school building through the tunnel, which you can see on a photograph here, and they will come in and they'll be able to see a big brown bear and a big caterpillar on the wall, so you'll know you're in the right place if you see a big brown bear and a big caterpillar. They will enter through those double doors there and then go around to their own classrooms. At the end of the day, we will let the children out through our classroom doors. So if you are a brown bear, you will come through my classroom door and caterpillars through their classroom door. And I'll show you some photographs later in the presentation of the outdoor areas, but they are right next to the tunnel, which you can see on the photograph here. So don't worry, if you head down the tunnel, you'll be able to see the brown bears and the caterpillars classrooms from there. Just one thing to note, if there's someone different collecting your child, someone that the staff may not know, please let us know in the morning that it's not going to somebody different. We, as part of our safeguarding policy at school, if we do not know who's collecting the child, or it's someone that we or the children do not know or recognise, we may not be able to let the children go with them. So please just let us know if there's anything different with regarding drop-offs or pickups. Okay, so just a couple of photographs here of what the classrooms will look like. We are hoping to be able to invite you as parents into school in the new year if the government allow us to do that, so you'll be able to see where your children will be learning. Just a couple of photographs here to show you some of the different areas that we have. So in each classroom we have carpet spaces, we have writing, maths, phonics areas, opportunities for finger gym, which is where the children will practice their fine and gross motor skills, and also understanding the world. The children also have access to lots of different activities, which you can see here. We have puppet shows, we have sand and water areas, Play-Doh areas, reading, lots of different things that the children will be able to access throughout the day. As well as our classrooms, we also have quite a big shared space between the two classrooms, inside and outside, which both classes have access to. So brown bears and caterpillars have access to all these areas. This slide here just shows you our outdoor areas. So this is where I was referring to earlier with regards to pick up and drop-offs. But the children will have access to the outdoor area quite a lot throughout the day really. Come rain or shine, we are always outside really, so just make sure your children have got appropriate coats and footwear, because if it's raining we don't mind being outside at all, and I'm sure they won't either. Okay, so a normal day for children in reception. So during the day, the children will take part in roughly 2 or 3 teacher-led sessions. These will be no more than 10 to 15 minutes at the start of the year. And as we progress throughout the year, we will increase the time that the children will spend in teacher-led sessions. These predominantly focus on maths, writing and phonics to start with. And we build in other areas such as the understanding the world, technology, and areas like that as well. Throughout the week, children will have topic lessons, they will have PE lessons, and as I've said, have access to technology. We've got a great ICT area in the infant building which we take the children in to get them used to things like computer skills and using a mouse and a keyboard, things like that. We also have something called Busy Bee Learning Time in reception. So this is where the children will learn through play. So the foundation stage environment, as you've seen already, has lots of different activities. This is where you saw some of the pictures earlier about the writing area, maths area, Play-Doh, the puppet theatre, areas like that, and the children will have access to that throughout the day. So when they're not taking part in the teacher-led sessions, they will have what we call Busy Bee Learning Time, where they can go off and explore and learn through play. Okay, just to give you a little bit more information, we have our school website, which you are able to access. I would highly recommend that you keep an eye on the school website over the coming weeks and months, really, as we prepare for school, and also as your children start school as well, as this is where we will put lots of information about what's going on at school, newsletters, updates, trips, things like that. Lots of information will go on the website. And we will also put some information onto our school newsletter, the Whistleston Weekly. Now, this is emailed out to you on a Friday afternoon usually. And again, this is something that I would really recommend that you keep an eye on, because we put lots of updates on there, again, regarding things that are happening for the children in school, trips, when payments are due, and just also nice photographs and information about events that have been going on at school that week as well. So please make sure that we have an up-to-date email address for yourselves so that we can get that information sent out to you. Okay, I'm just going to stop there now, and in the next part of the presentation I will go into a bit more information about the early years curriculum, so what your children will learn. I'll talk about how we will assess and share this information with you next year, and just a few other important things that we want you guys to know as parents before your children start school in September. So thank you for listening so far. I hope this part has been helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next part of the presentation. Thank you.